Hi friends, this is me Harshita Vihandaliya. Today let's make a quick revision of antipsychotic and EPS, that is extrapyramidal side effect. Coming to antipsychotic, there are two types, that is typical and atypical. In typical antipsychotics, it blocks majorly D2 receptors, whereas atypical antipsychotic it blocks other than D2 also, that is 5-HT more than D2 blocking property. So 5-HT we have 5-HT2A and 5-HT2C and various kind of such receptor. And you should know that the side effects are due to 5-HT2C blocking property. Coming to typical antipsychotic, the side effects of typical antipsychotics are more of EPS and increased prolactin levels. And coming to atypical antipsychotic, the side effects are of more of metabolic type, like hyperlipidemia, diabetes type 2, um, obesity, increased lipid, type 2 DM, that is diabetes mellitus. It is of such kind. And you should remember that typical antipsychotics will treat the positive symptoms of schizophrenia, whereas atypical will treat both positive and negative symptoms of schizophrenia. And you should also know, in my previous video I had told you about the uses of atypical antipsychotics. So it is also used for mood stabilizing property. It is used for its mood stabilizing property and many more of such kind. This is what you should know at least as a basic of typical and atypical antipsychotic. Now, coming to the D2 blocking property of the antipsychotics, we should know what are the pathways which can be hampered by blocking D2. You should know that ML, that is mesolimbic, and this is mesocortical, and this is tubulo-infundibulum, and this is nigrostriatal. Coming to ML, if in mesolimbic, that is, if D2 activity increases in mesolimbic, it results in positive symptoms. Coming to mesocortical, dysfunction of the D2 uh, in mesocortical pathway, it results in negative symptoms. Coming to tubuloinfundibular pathway, here if D2 को the side effect which happens in antipsychotic is increased prolactin, I said no, that is associated with tubuloinfundibular pathway. Increases the prolactin, that is the side effect of antipsychotics. This is mediated by this pathway, tubuloinfundibular pathway. Coming to nigrostriatal pathway, the EPS side effect, that is extrapyramidal side effect, is due to nigrostriatal pathway. Okay. Coming to the EPS, EPS is a broad spectrum which includes various other types in it. That let us discuss one by one. EPS, we have dystonia, akathisia, Parkinsonism, neuroleptic malignant syndrome, and tardive dyskinesia. Dystonia is a spasm of the muscle. In fact, this is the most earliest to happen, earliest EPS to present. Um, this is dystonia. Coming to akathisia, it is a inner motor restlessness. It is an involuntary motor restlessness. So this is the most common type of EPS to present. Coming to Parkinsonism, you should be knowing the triad of Parkinsonism, that is rigidity, akinesia, and tremor. And you should know the tremor here is a resting tremor. Okay. And what else is a neuroleptic malignant syndrome is a very fatal condition. Even in spite of treatment, there are high chances of mortality. The patient presents with symptoms like fever, and there can be even renal failure due to myoglobinuria, something like that. It has increased mortality rates. Okay. So we learned dystonia, that is the earliest to present, that is spasm of the muscle. Akathisia is the inner restlessness, which is the most common type to present. In dystonia, we treat with anticholinergic. We try to balance the dystonia, and akathisia, which are of more by uh, let us not discuss the treatment aspect for now, because let's concentrate to make to learn the things in a comprehensive manner. I'll tell you in the next video about the treatment aspect also. Okay, coming to tardive dyskinesia, here involuntary movements of the various parts like the licking movement, sucking movement, something like that they present. This is a late symptom, whereas all these four can present in early part of the starting of the antipsychotic treatment, whereas tardive dyskinesia is a late symptom to appear. Now let's this the coming to EPS, we learned about NS, that is nigrostriatal pathways. Now let's learn the TI, that is tubuloinfundibular pathway, that is prolactin. D2 blocking property of the antipsychotic leads to increased prolactin level. Increased prolactin level before puberty. In that stage, if it happens before menarche, if it happens, the patient may continue to have the amenorrhea, or else it can also cause amenorrhea in a woman who is already on menstrual cycle. That is, you started on a 30-year-old woman the antipsychotic drug, the women may end up in amenorrhea also, even in that case. And increased prolactin will leads to galactorrhea, and increased prolactin acts as a contraceptive hormone, so it can also lead to infertility. Coming to the other side effect of antipsychotic, that is coming to the eye side effect, that is side effect which has a which the antipsychotic have an eye, that is quetiapine causes cataract, and thioridazone causes retinal pigmentation. CPZ causes vortex keratopathy. Okay, and as I mentioned you before, that there is a side effect unique about the atypical antipsychotic, that it acts on 5-HT receptor also, and the side effects are due to 5-HT2C blocking property. So coming to the side effect which can occur on blocking the 5-HT2C are the metabolic side effect, that is obesity, hyperlipidemia, and type 2 diabetes. This is about the side effect associated with 5-HT2C blocking. Uh, Coming to QT prolongation, remember Q say Q and T say T, that is Q is quetiapine, T is thioridazone. There are many more drugs, but as for now, I have tried to list only two of them. Coming to conduction block and sudden death, this is again the thioridazone. Last but not the least, clozapine, which is a very important unique drug of atypical antipsychotic class. You should know that clozapine is used in the treatment of resistant schizophrenia, resistant schizo. Coming to its side effect, it has a unique side effect of agranulocytosis and myocarditis. It increases seizure threshold, and you should also remember that clozapine causes increased sedation, and also it causes increased salivation. So, clozapine को लेकर you should remember, if you give a clozapine to someone, the person will sleep nicely, will with drooling saliva, causing the pillow to get wet. So, increase sedation, increase salivation, and this is a preferred agent for treating resistant schizophrenia. Unique side effects for the clozapine is it can cause agranulocytosis. It is a dose independent side effect. It can also cause myocarditis, and clozapine can lead to seizure. It can precipitate the seizure. This is all about the antipsychotic and EPS. Hope this helps you to learn the concepts better. Thank you. Bye bye. Keep learning. Enjoy learning. Bye.